If you want to teach English abroad or online, you've probably heard that you need a TEFL certificate. I'm Jamie from ESL Teacher 365, and I love testing out TEFL courses to help you choose the best one for your teaching goals and budget. I just completed the International TEFL Academy online 11-week TEFL course, and in this video, I'll share what the course is like, some pros and cons, and who I think should take this course. I'll also compare it to other courses that I've taken before. International TEFL Academy did give me free access to test out this course for you, but this video is not sponsored, so I will be sharing my honest opinion. International TEFL Academy offers courses that are either full-time or part-time. I took the 11-week part-time course online. There's also a 4-week option. You can also take your TEFL course abroad in selected countries, or there are mini specialty courses like grammar or online teaching. All of these courses are taught by university level instructors who have international teaching experience. It's considered a level 5 course by TQ UK, which is an accreditor of Ofqual. Before you start your main course, there is a mini course called the Grammar Reference, which you can complete, but it isn't required. I obviously recommend doing this before you get started because it's a nice refresh for English grammar concepts, which is good if you haven't taught in a while or if you are a brand new teacher. Each week there are several different tasks that you need to complete, including the weekly reading, a short quiz on that reading material, peer-to-peer forum posts, as well as a weekly assignment. These all have very strict deadlines, so you'll want to make use of a calendar to help you keep everything on track. Also, there is a mid-course and final evaluation. This isn't an exam, this is more about giving feedback on what you think of the course halfway and then at the end of the course too. There is a 20-hour teaching practicum that is required in order to earn your certificate. At least 6 of those hours need to be you teaching, and the rest can be teaching observations, but I don't recommend this. I recommend doing at least 12 hours of your own teaching if you're new, and then you can do the rest of teaching observations. I'll talk more about the teaching practicum later on in the video. If you have questions on assignments, you can always email your instructor. Make sure you give yourself a few days before your assignment is due, or they do have weekly office hours. If you aren't in a US friendly time zone, then be careful because these office hours may be at a crazy time for you. Mine, I think it was about 2 a.m. for me. I'm located in Australia right now, so just a heads up if you aren't in a US friendly time zone. If you're just starting out your teaching journey and you need a little bit of extra help, then fill out my survey and I will email you back with some helpful links. The weekly readings are up to date, they're relevant, and they are very detailed. I found chapters on topics like technology and cultural sensitivity to be a lot more in-depth than other TEFL certificates that I've taken in the past. The course is challenging. Even as a seasoned teacher, I felt challenged when I was creating my lesson plans. I needed to create some activities based off of a needs analysis. I found the peer-to-peer posts to be quite thought-provoking, had some good discussions there. And in my opinion, if you're a new teacher, this is going to be a lot more valuable than a basic course that's usually just reading and a few short quizzes. You're going to be really challenged, but you're going to learn a lot. I like that there's a teaching practicum component as part of the TEFL course. A lot of schools abroad are starting to either prefer or even require that teachers have a TEFL with teaching practice as part of it, so it is worthwhile investing in a course that is a bit more expensive but has a teaching practicum. ITA provides a lot of different resources for new teachers, like a list of different ESL games you can play in your classes, different lesson plan templates, and job guides for specific countries. I haven't seen any other TEFL courses offer this many resources to teachers. One of the biggest pros I see of International TEFL Academy is the lifetime job search assistance. You can get in contact with an advisor and they'll walk you through everything. There's a lot of different guides that they provide you. There are different Facebook groups for specific countries. You can talk to teachers who want to teach in those countries, are teaching there, and they have an alumni group of 40,000 people. So this is something that really sets ITA apart from other courses. Finally, the last pro, which is kind of a personal pet peeve of mine, is that there are different videos in this course and they are branded. They might be a little out of date, but at least they are cohesive and they've been made by ITA and they look like they belong there. I can't tell you how many TEFL courses I've taken that just take random videos from the internet and include them as part of their course, and it just isn't professional looking. So bravo ITA for including your own videos. The first con is the textbook. When you're taking the course online, you have access to the course readings through a website called Moodle. But if you want to have access to these readings after you're done with the course, so maybe you're teaching and you want to look back at something, they actually have you buy the textbook if you want to have that material, which I find to be very strange. You're paying a lot for the course, so I don't know why they don't just throw in the textbook as part of your course fee. I don't like that you have to set up your own practicum and that it doesn't include standardized feedback. Of course, setting up your practicum can be easier or more difficult based on your connections or where you're located in the world. So it can be a bit challenging for some people. I did my practicum online because I already teach online, but if you're a brand new teacher, it could be difficult to set this up. And there's no way for anyone who is observing your teaching to give you feedback that is standardized by ITA. I would love to see this in the future where maybe they have a form that the person observing you can fill out, and then you can get more feedback on what you're doing in the classroom. This was a huge part of why I liked CELTA and how I felt like that was very helpful to have as a teacher, so I would just like to see that in this course too. The ITA course is run on Moodle, and I really hate it. I really don't like how difficult it is to navigate and find, for example, information from your instructor and comments and readings, and I just don't like it. Some weeks are heavier than others in terms of assignments and readings. So they could be longer, they could be more in depth, more time consuming, and they don't let you know, so it's just kind of a random surprise. I had to kind of work ahead and do as much reading as I could because I was doing a lot of traveling while I was taking the course, and there are those tight deadlines. So I found this to be quite difficult to predict which weeks would be heavier than others. I wish it was a little bit more evenly spread out. The last con is that the deadlines are so strict. You can't miss any of the work, and if you do, you have to restart the course. You have to take it all over again. Be very careful if you're doing this course over a holiday like I did. I took it over Easter, and there were days when I was traveling or some days that we had off, and it was quite difficult to plan around that, so be prepared. So who do I think should take this course? I think International TEFL Academy is a great course for both new and experienced teachers. Maybe you're looking for a little refresh or looking to upgrade your qualifications. It's good for teachers who are native speakers or even non-native speakers. I think you'll get a lot out of this course. And of course, if you have a degree or don't have a degree, you're also going to benefit from this course. However, if you're wanting to teach in specific countries in the Middle East or Europe that require something like CELTA or TESOL, then obviously this isn't going to be the best course for you. Also, if you are a brand new teacher, you have no experience in any sort of classroom or tutoring setting, then you might benefit better from a course like CELTA because of the feedback on the teaching practicum. However, if you would like lifetime job search assistance, then ITA is a better choice over something like CELTA or TESOL. So to sum it all up, I think ITA is a fantastic course for pretty much any teacher unless you are teaching in a very specific place that requires something like CELTA or TESOL. There are two main differences when it comes to CELTA versus International TEFL Academy: the practicum and the job search assistance. For the teaching practicum, CELTA was a lot more in depth. So if you're a brand new teacher, you've never done any sort of teaching before, this is better because you're going to get a lot of feedback on your lessons. You're also providing that feedback to your peers. In ITA, you need to set everything up yourself. So if you want feedback, you really have to go and ask for it. In terms of job search assistance, ITA has fantastic job search assistance, and CELTA just said, oh, here's your certificate. Goodbye. Thanks for paying us all that money. If you are choosing between a level 5 TEFL course like International TEFL Academy and a basic 120-hour certificate from another company, then what you can expect is a very different course experience. With those cheaper courses, it's basically just a document that you read, maybe a quiz here and there, but you're not really doing assignments, you're not talking to other people, and you're definitely not getting any sort of teaching practicum unless you have paid separately for that. So this could be a good option if you want to teach in a place like Latin America, you already have teaching experience, you're a native speaker who also has a degree in education, for example. Then you can go for one of those cheaper courses. But if you are a new teacher or you're really looking to have a fantastic qualification, then something like ITA is going to be a better choice. If you need more support on your Teach Abroad journey, then check out my description box. I've linked all sorts of resources down below for you, like my free guides, my membership waitlist, and some of my online courses. If you'd like to learn how to teach abroad step by step, the process that I use, then you can watch this video next. Happy teaching!